Imagine gaining 3 million new users in just a few weeks. That's exactly what prediction market platform Kalshi says happened during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. As millions of fans watched the biggest soccer tournament on the planet, another competition was quietly taking place behind the scenes, people trading on who they believed would win. More than $1.2 billion has been traded on Kalshi's World Cup prediction market alone, making it the biggest single market in the company's history. But as impressive as those numbers are, they also raise a bigger question. Is Kalshi building the future of financial prediction markets, or is it moving closer to the world of sports betting? Let's break down what happened, why the World Cup became such a powerful growth engine, and what it could mean for the future of prediction markets. The 2026 FIFA World Cup has been a massive event for sports fans worldwide, but it has also become one of the biggest business opportunities Kalshi has ever experienced. According to the company, roughly 3 million people joined its platform during the tournament. At the same time, trading activity surged as users bought and sold contracts based on which team they believed would lift the World Cup trophy. By the time the tournament reached its final match between Spain and Argentina, more than $1.2 billion had been traded on those contracts. According to Kalshi, that's a record for a single market on its platform. For viewers unfamiliar with prediction markets, here's how they work. Instead of placing a traditional sports bet, users trade contracts tied to the outcome of an event. As expectations change before and during the event, the value of those contracts moves as well, allowing traders to buy or sell based on their outlook. Supporters argue these markets reflect collective expectations about future events. Critics, however, often compare them to sports betting because money changes hands based on the outcome of games. The World Cup created nearly perfect conditions for this kind of activity. Soccer is the world's most popular sport, attracting billions of viewers across nearly every continent. That enormous audience gave Kalshi access to millions of potential customers who were already closely following every match. Marketing experts say few global events can match the World Cup's reach. Vijay Viswanathan, Associate Dean of Integrated Marketing Communications at Northwestern University, noted that soccer is played and watched in almost every country. Because of that global popularity, the tournament offers companies an unusually large audience that few other sporting events can match. Kalshi didn't simply wait for fans to discover the platform. The company launched an aggressive marketing campaign throughout the tournament. It partnered with ADI Predict Street, the World Cup's official prediction market sponsor, to display co-branded advertising inside stadiums. Kalshi also announced a partnership with OpenAI, allowing users searching for World Cup matches in ChatGPT to see Kalshi's prediction market odds alongside relevant game information. At the same time, the company invested heavily in celebrity-driven promotions. Its campaign featured Croatian soccer star Luka Modrić, legendary football manager José Mourinho, and a partnership with the Argentina national team. That collaboration even led to a promotional Instagram post from Lionel Messi, giving Kalshi additional exposure to one of the largest sports audiences in the world. For Kalshi, the strategy was clear. Meet sports fans wherever their attention already was and introduce them to prediction markets during one of the world's biggest sporting events. Kalshi's marketing strategy wasn't limited to soccer stars. The company also partnered with well-known names from outside the sports world in an effort to reach a broader audience. One campaign featured actor Timothée Chalamet, who had been receiving widespread media attention during the NBA Finals because of his appearances at New York Knicks games. Another advertisement featured Colombian music star J Balvin, expanding the company's visibility beyond sports fans. Marketing experts believe that approach serves a larger purpose. Elizabeth Johnson, executive director of the Wharton Neuroscience Initiative at the University of Pennsylvania, said these campaigns help present prediction markets as something much broader than sports. In her view, Kalshi is using the World Cup's popularity to remind consumers that its platform covers many types of real-world events, not just athletic competitions. Behind the scenes, Kalshi has also focused on moving quickly. CEO Tarek Mansour said the company's marketing team is designed to react to breaking news and major cultural moments while public interest is at its peak. According to Mansour, one commercial featuring former professional soccer players was conceived, produced, and released within just 24 hours. He believes that ability to respond rapidly helps the company stay relevant while conversations are already dominating headlines and social media. But even as Kalshi celebrates record growth, the company continues to face important legal and regulatory questions. Sports-related prediction contracts remain at the center of an ongoing dispute involving federal regulators and several U.S. states. Some state governments argue that contracts tied to sporting events operate much like traditional sports betting, which is generally regulated by individual states. Kalshi disagrees with that interpretation. The company supports the federal government's position that prediction markets fall under the authority of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, the federal agency responsible for regulating U.S. derivatives markets. Mansour has also pushed back against criticism from the gambling industry. He argues that much of the opposition comes from established sports betting companies that are concerned about protecting their existing businesses as prediction markets become more popular. Not everyone believes the company's marketing campaign will influence the legal outcome. Brian Sung, a partner specializing in derivatives and digital assets at law firm Haynes Boone, said the advertisements themselves are unlikely to determine how courts rule on the dispute. However, he believes they could shape how the public and policymakers view prediction markets. According to Sung, Kalshi has worked to position itself as a platform that helps people trade on a wide range of real-world events. But because sports contracts currently generate a significant share of activity, many people may still associate the platform primarily with sports betting. That perception could remain an important challenge as the company continues expanding into other categories such as politics, economics, business, and global events. For now, though, the World Cup has delivered exactly what Kalshi was hoping for: record trading activity, millions of new users, and far greater brand recognition than it had before the tournament began. Now comes what may be Kalshi's biggest test yet. Bringing in millions of new users during one of the world's largest sporting events is a major achievement, but keeping those users active after the tournament ends is a completely different challenge. According to the company, trading activity has been noticeably lower on days when there haven't been World Cup matches. That suggests much of the recent surge was tied directly to the excitement surrounding the tournament. This isn't unusual for platforms built around major events. Large moments in sports, politics, or the economy often attract waves of new participants. The real measure of long-term success is whether those users continue returning once the headlines and the hype begin to fade. Kalshi CEO Tarek Mansour says the company has seen this pattern before. He believes major events naturally create temporary spikes in activity, followed by slower periods. But rather than viewing that as a problem, he sees it as part of the platform's normal growth cycle. His argument is simple: the news never stops. Once the World Cup ends, attention shifts to something else, whether that's financial markets, economic data, elections, corporate earnings, or unexpected global developments. As long as important events continue shaping the world, Kalshi expects there will be new opportunities for users to participate in prediction markets. Whether that strategy succeeds will depend on more than just marketing. The company must convince new users that prediction markets offer value beyond a single sporting event. At the same time, it will continue navigating ongoing legal questions over how these markets should be regulated in the United States. Those two challenges, user retention and regulatory uncertainty, could play a major role in determining how fast the company grows over the coming years. For investors and the broader financial industry, Kalshi's recent momentum highlights a much bigger trend. Prediction markets are moving further into the mainstream. What was once considered a niche product is now attracting millions of users, major partnerships, celebrity endorsements, and increasing attention from regulators. Whether prediction markets ultimately become a widely accepted financial tool or continue facing legal obstacles remains an open question. But one thing is clear: interest in this space is growing rapidly. The World Cup may have provided the spark, but the next phase of Kalshi's story will depend on what happens after the final whistle. And that may prove to be the company's most important challenge yet. Disclosure: CNBC has reported that it maintains a commercial relationship with Kalshi that includes customer acquisition activities and a minority investment in the company.